And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. With the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone, the Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. The veteran kicker Robbie Gould set to get us started, and off we go from Tampa. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Wait, that's 53!
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Hey, ball 66.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That's good for a Buccaneer first, to pick up of 12 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. This is Jones. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now Brady. Airing this one out for Evans. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away, because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters...
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. D. Ford. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Double up.
Go Bandit!
Now a draw play. This is Jones. A good positive play there, 9 yards, but still 3rd and long.
Only one way to describe Ronald Jones' rookie season with Tampa Bay, and that's disappointing. Drafted to be their lead runner, just 23 carries on a team that ranked 29th in the NFL in rushing.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, it's Brady. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense.
Here we go.
1st and 10. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down. This is Mostert. And he's got this down to the 35. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
11.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. To throw on 2nd and 6, Garoppolo. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
And that's a great example of ball. I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Now, this series between the 49ers and the Bucs began back in 1977 in Tampa Bay's second year in the NFL. It's been a series that the 49ers have dominated, 17-7 overall, although Tampa has won the last 2 meetings. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Going up top for Miller. And that will be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing.
Here we go, here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now, first down.
Go ahead, go ahead.
They begin the drive with Coleman. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
1, Omaha.
Now Mostert. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Here we go,
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on third down. On play action, it's Garoppolo. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
2, 2, 6, 6.
Garoppolo to throw for it on fourth. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Mostert. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Mostert. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. 49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and 10. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Gold with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
26-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Brady's throw there complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Jones. He's got a first down and more inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Tampa Bay.
53.
Now a play fake. Brady. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Running right, Jones. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
It's 3rd and 10.
The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. On play action, now Brady. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front and then maybe a guard can slide up to the 2nd level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one good for 24 yards.
Hey, alert! 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 I got you.
Check Mike 45. I got wide. Deuce.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done. That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Here we go.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Get that ball.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Now a handoff looking right.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
21.
Man, I got you. Shim.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Robbie Gould to kick off for San Francisco.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Airing this one out for Evans. And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward.
They'll take over first.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
180.
Defense wins championships, baby.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. So we're at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
He's crashing. He's checking.
It's a run by Coleman to start the third quarter. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Hey, check Mike 45.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
27 on the play. And the 49ers first down.
Check. Fresno.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 11 more on that one and another first down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Watch the shit.
Kill. 80 weapon.
Check 24. Check 24. Check the backer. Check nickel.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Buccaneers 2. Robbie Gould to kick off.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Brady going to throw. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Nick Bosa brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. Now Benjamin. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory.
So they wound up passing on a long field goal try, but that works out for them really well. That one's down inside the 5-yard line.
And it's risky because your punter, if he puts it in the end zone, the net result not worth it, but there, I think worth it.
All day, baby. All day.
45's the mic. I don't think you got it, son.
Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45.
I got you.
21. Go ahead.
45's the mic. Check.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19, and it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
Martin, I know it's hard to believe, but sometimes guys who are built with the dimension of linebackers can actually get lost from sight by the quarterback.
Well, they're usually not the tallest guys.
So, yeah, that allows them sometimes to kind of hide down in there, kind of get a little bit lower, and maybe he just never saw him. But, boy, he sure wishes he had. He picked it off and ran it all the way back for a touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
13 yards there and a Niner first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Joker. Shift.
Watch that.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Here we go. 180.
What's the run? They're running it.
On 2nd down now. It's Coleman. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36. A gain of about 4.
White. Topper.
And it's
21.
Come on.
Hey, seam 6. Man.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Levante David. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And this is back to a 5-point game.
Niners 21, Buccaneers 16. Bradley Pinion the kickoff for Tampa Bay.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Ricky.
Now they try the right side here. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now a handoff looking right. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. William Golston drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Taken from just outside the 30. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end, and he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
Switch.
72.
Throwing on first down is Brady. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. And they try to sweep to Jones. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds.
Let's put him on the buses.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucs are going to retake the lead. So from 3 scores down, these guys have fought all the way back to grab the lead. And I'll just tell people what happened when they went up 3 scores. I wrote on your paper 2 words, game over, and now I'm eating those words. I was wrong.
A little salt, a little pepper, goes down pretty easily.
I will admit when I make a mistake.
Well, it looked like it was going that way. This is one of those paging Frank Reich moments, and I can't believe I just brought that up because Frank Reich at Maryland in college did it to my Tennessee Volunteers, and that was a big reason why my team lost.
Sounds like you still harbor some pain from that game.
You know, we still got a little time to work it out with the doctor.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Coleman. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. This is Coleman. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. Garoppolo. Got the connection here to Bourne. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Bullet high.
Kill.
He's coming. We got double up. 2. Check 22.
Slam. Watch the
11. Stay high.
Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman.
Check 37.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 for the Niners there and a first down. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the 2-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Devontae Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes a 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. On 2nd and 12, Garoppolo Flush to his right.
Here I come again.
Open man is born. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It's a gain of 35. And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
On first down, Coleman. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tevin Coleman. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. As his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Gold with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They're down here in a one-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. 8 yards on the run there, and that trims it to a 3rd and 11 coming up. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Down 4 late, got to go for it here on 4th down.
Strong left. Strong left. 4 down. 4 down.
Hey, check 72. Check Mike 33. Check it.
Brady to throw for it on 4th down. This one complete to Scott Miller. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Brady. He hits Gronkowski on the out route. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Back to throw, Brady. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone. One final try now for Brady. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the victory here for San Francisco. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. And now I'm listening to you. So for the 49ers, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night.